What's up, everybody? It's your boy on Rice Reserve. It's late at night. I'm about to go to sleep, but I spent a long day doing research and understanding different things. Is Dedrick Williams the greatest fall man, or let's say fall guy, ever in history? After looking over the case and really taking the time to sit it out and lay it out with Tentacion, is Dedrick Williams the greatest fall man ever? Now, understand what I'm saying. He's definitely involved. That's no question of it. But the fact he didn't commit the incident and the fact he kind of was aloof in a lot of things he did. Now he was attacked in prison by different men because of the issue, but I don't think it was only because of that issue. I think it's because he really messed up. He wasn't supposed to go about it the way he went about it, and he's such, let's say, a mindless person in this situation that he couldn't help but go about it in a weird way. Is he the greatest fall man ever? As we look at the things and the incidents involving Tentacion's deceased status, we find that there's two other men that committed the murder. Did they perfectly set him up to take the fall? And does it seem like they're never going to be held responsible for this incident? That's what it's beginning to look like, because they made sure they were out of touch, out of bounds, out of reach at one of the perfect times when dealing with this type of situation. And we see that Dedrick Williams seems to take all the heat for what occurred, because when people talk about the murder, they mention him as the murderer when we know he didn't even leave the car. We know that. We know that. So, in my mind, it makes it seem like finding the people that really did is almost, I'm not going to say impossible, but it may not be happening. We may not see it happen. So the thing is, he's about to take the pain for what other guys did, because he went along with a plan that didn't work out the way he thought it was going to work out. And that's a fact, because just because of his overall not guilty plea, just the way he handled it, he seems to be still in denial in what he was involved in. So this brings me to a point to ask, do you think he was one of the greatest fall guys ever? A easy target, not smart, somebody who didn't know how to prepare for the whole situation. He didn't even, I don't think he acted out what was planned correctly. He just kind of ended up where he ended up, and he was flexing with the money. Think about that. You guys pull a hit together, okay? You pull a hit with a few guys, and the next thing that happens is this guy hops on social media flexing with all the money. That wouldn't be acceptable. You'd be like, what are you doing? Almost like that. But you're smart, so you don't flex your gains. You go and spend your gains and lay up comfortably. But he's flexing it, bragging about it, doing everything you shouldn't do. He did everything you weren't supposed to do with it. Was he the greatest fall guy ever? Did they know he was going to be this way? But the other guys were smart, put away their halves, and went up and sat up where they needed to sit up. And they're sitting comfortably, just laid out away from authority. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up too, there was a lie that was put out about him being raped in prison, which wasn't the case. He was attacked in prison, but he wasn't raped. And, again, remember I told you, you speak things into existence. People spoke about him being raped, I guess, because they hated him so much they wanted to see that. So they spoke about it. But was he the greatest fall man ever? That's one question I want to know. This guy did everything wrong. Everything wrong. Did they know he would? So they were smart to a level and tactical to say we need to involve this, and not disrespecting him for me personally, but from their understanding, we need to involve this dummy because he's going to do everything wrong. Then we could slide out while he's getting hit up in this case. Now remember, it took them a while to even find him when he was doing all this, or even link him in a week, okay, to find Dedrick. It would have been so easy as me to be an assailant to get out of Dodge. Because while you're spending a week to put together the pieces to get the warrant to pick up this idiot who's showing his money, number one, he's showing his money online, on Instagram, flexing. He even went ahead and was putting up posts symbolizing the issue. Then he ends up getting arrested and presumed for the case because he's not convicted yet. He's accused of it. The law works a very specific way. He's accused of it, but he's not even yet convicted. But they are putting convictions on him, but he's not dead to rights to this conviction. So I'm going to get out of Dodge while they're targeting him. Now they catch me on a video because maybe, allegedly, objectively, maybe he told something, but I'm already out of Dodge. You can see my picture and whatever. I would have got a new haircut, new shape up. You would have to play. I think that's him. That's the game you play. So now I already got you beat to rights because you're playing a I think it is game. And now we have a second guy they're looking for. We haven't seen a picture of a third guy. It's just a name and a picture on their computer that they have to figure out if it looks the same. Essentially, these other two guys have won. They won the game. Because if you have one guy who didn't commit the issue you're blaming for everything, then I know my situation is going to be objectively placed in order. So when my lawyer comes through, I'm probably going to beat the case, to be real with you, because of the time period of when it happened. The fact you have video shots of me, but no video of me during the crime scene. It's all objective. It's all objective. You got to catch my drift. These things are all part of the law and loopholes that career criminals can learn to use. Dedrick didn't seem that smart because he was wearing the wrong things at the wrong time, on video at the wrong time, wearing the wrong things. He probably wasn't seasoned as these other two were. So these other two men are seasoned. They know what to do. And because of the situation they place law enforcement in, they're probably going to beat the case. If I go to court with my current situation of you showing a video of me and I'm not there buying anything, doing anything, it's just me, video of me walking somewhere like they have, I'm probably going to beat the case. And that's just thinking as a lawyer. That's thinking of a situation with me if I am the guy in the video. Number one, I'm not only going to beat the case, but number two, if they're really ignorant, they're going to sue for defamation. Now I just set my whole life up. That is why handling a case, you guys should have had the video of what happened at that motorcycle shop. There's no video. I don't see any video. That's why. That's why you do that. So now they probably won because there's no fingers pointing to them for that situation. There's nothing to show that I was in there purchasing a mask. Everything's on Dedrick. Was he the perfect fall guy? That's a very interesting topic because we know it was more men involved in this, let alone the potential setup that is on Tentacion's side. I don't think that's arguable anymore. He was definitely set up for this. Definitely set up. It's not possible he didn't have a setup. Someone had the alley-oop for the dunk. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's a fact. Someone had to alley-oop me for the dunk. And that was for me to get the heads up and the drop on him. Now, a lot of things don't sound right about the story, but let's talk about what makes sense. They knew he was there. They were there before. The only sketchy part is that they left to go get the utensils to eat their food. I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. We knew he was shopping at their time enough. Who held Tentacion there in order for them to make the purchase and get back to make the hit? That will begin answering all the questions. Who held Tentacion there? Because I know when I go to shop, I see something I want. And from what the witness testimony said, he wasn't really into what was there. He left without buying anything. Who held him there? This gets fishy because was it a clerk? Was it a fan? Was it his uncle / cousin? Because we found out that these people committing the crime were allegedly followers of direct family. All rights reserved.